Supercopa it is. NLD week. Another El Clasico coming up. Oh my gosh, what's gonna happen to me Sunday, Charles? What's gonna happen to me? I can't. I probably don't have the stomach for another Barcelona win over Madrid, and even if it's gonna cost a trophy or whatnot, doesn't matter. Like at this point, but however, let's focus. The North London Derby is here this Sunday, 11:30 Eastern, 8:30 Pacific. Sunday night football in London. As we all know, Arsenal is top of the league right now. Tottenham is fifth on the table. But here we are with the Tottenham boys itself right now. Deion Hill Ford. Happy New Year again to you, brother. Charles. Yeah, we diving in right away. Manchester City and United on Saturday at 7:30. Between those two matches, let's go with the first one. City and United. Deion, who needs this match more?
So I think that the answer is United, in my opinion. Just because if United doesn't get a result here, Tottenham has Arsenal at home. And I feel like United and Arsenal's like fate kind of relies in each other's hands. If City pounds United, boy, does that put a lot of pressure on a young Arsenal team on the road. A lot of these dudes are playing their first meaningful North London derby, like on the road. For Arsenal, some of the other dudes, it's their first meaningful one since they choked away Champions League last May, right? Like, so you're gonna have a lot of like. I think if City pounds United, I think Arsenal comes out really timid. So I feel like City and Tottenham's fate relies on each other. United and Arsenal's fate relies on each other. And personally, I know 8 points sounds like a lot, but when you haven't played a team yet, let's say City were to lose and Arsenal were to win, like I don't really think that affects City nearly as much as a United team that's in great form just to still lose to their rival.
Mm-hmm. Charles, what do you think? That's a good point.
I mean, we're literally recording this as City just lost to Southampton 2-0.
Yeah.
So I'm going to lead towards them. I feel like at some point we're all expecting this City train to kick in and then to run off 13, 14 in a row and kind of walk, as I definitely know how, as I have expected them to walk Arsenal down. That's how I think we all have expected them to come out after the World Cup, and that's not been the case. And they definitely need to find their rhythm. They definitely by the 11 they ran out today. They keep Pep clearly doesn't know who he needs to run out there and attack right now. I think we all have agreed that Alvarez and Haaland need to be out there together, and he still hasn't gone there yet. But we all know that's going to hopefully be the eventual solution if they're going to maximize what they got going. But yeah, I think if like I said, especially just coming off that loss, they can't afford to lose another game right now in any competition in any front. And if they're going to kick it in and start kicking it in high gear in all these competitions, like what better time than to start than on Saturday? So I think everything that United is getting is house money at this point. Like as long as they make top four, I think they're going to be fine. Like I never really expected them to. Not expecting them to run anybody down. I'm not expecting them to even really challenge for second. Like I think they're in my mind they've always been in the battle for third. So, yeah, I just don't really they can lose, and I think they'll be fine because I still think that at the end of the day they're still, from what I'm seeing from them, if they're keeping this up, they're still better than Tottenham and Chelsea and all those other teams that they're going to play. I think I'm still waiting for right now, but I'm still waiting. I'm at the same time I'm still waiting for Liverpool to crank up. I'm waiting for there are a couple teams that. I'm still waiting to get, it's still only the 11th of January, you know what I'm saying? So I'm still waiting for some of these teams to get their sea legs up under them and start firing on all cylinders and Liverpool to incorporate, Yakbo and things like that. So,
Is that how you say his name?
Yakbo?
Cody?
Yeah.
Really?
The G is, yeah. Cambuso.
Good for him. More Dutch than Memphis Depay, so that's huge.
Does he know his father? Because they love to point that out.
So as Charles is alluding to,
real quick though, the United versus Tottenham, I don't think United's better than Tottenham. I think this is the best United can possibly look. They're in incredible form. Ten Hag deserves a ton of credit, but I mean, I think Tottenham's a window or two away, but I really think Man U's a window or two away. Like, somewhere in this Tottenham team is like a team that if they get to form, I think their best is better than Man U's best. But Man U is playing their absolute best right now.
I would agree with that, but like, how much longer do we have for Richie's back?
Who knows, man?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah,
he'll be back for Champions League.
I think February probably. Is Bentancur playing Sunday? Like
Bentancur is not in training right now, which I think is incredibly crucial to this match. By the way,
yeah, they have a ton of guys missing that you're banking on coming back. Like I do agree that like Man U's better than Tottenham right now, but if we like look at it from the better team, I think it's Tottenham by a decently wide margin too.
That's how crazy this sport is too. Guys can like just like didn't Betancourt just like casually walk off in the World Cup and hadn't been able to play in 2 months.
Yeah.
Like,
I wonder how much of like him not being able to play in the 2 months is like him fucking around after the World Cup, to be honest. But like, I mean, it is what it is. He was suspended for the first match too. Like, that's what was crazy is he was suspended for the first match, so we all thought like, oh, he just can't play, like he'll be back. And he just hasn't been back yet.
We're going to get into the game in a little bit. Well, just as Charles and Deion alluded to, as we said, we just saw City lose, and so that was in the Carabao Cup, where we have the league champion, league cup champion. United yesterday beat Charlton Athletic by goals by Anthony and Marcus Rashford, the 26-year-old that apparently United fans are calling Starboy, but don't understand that. He's 26 years old. Rashford had 2 goals yesterday, 3-0. Newcastle United continuing their ways. They beat Leicester 2-0. They are advanced to the semifinals. And Nottingham Forest beat Wolves in pens. And so they advanced to the EFL Cup, which is important for them. Could be interesting. They could win a trophy, but yet be relegated. So how do you – there's about $180 million involved, or $180 million pounds. 180 million pounds, excuse me. And then Southampton beat City as 2-0 at St. Mary's. Excellent win for them. City, let's look at City's lineup real quick, just as we are still on the conversation of what they decided to do today. I think it's important.
They punted the Carabao Cup.
I think they did too.
They punted that.
I think they did too.
How is that true though? If your whole thing is squad depth and blah blah and rotating, and we don't have an 11, then you're not punting technically any game. And once again, I'm not gonna sit here. Y'all don't want me to get on a fucking field.
This is exactly what you want you to do. No, it's important.
I'm just saying because I'm just saying though, you're running it like you're saying they punted, but they punted with $100 million player in Jack Grealish.
Sure.
And they punted with as we all were talking about last week, the second most valuable player in the world in Phil Foden. I don't think you're punting if that's what you're running out there, but that's just me.
I think that's more so a testament to their like squad than it is like downplaying those two and their ability to just buy players and let it not work necessarily. And I think this was Pep admitting, I don't have the squad depth this year to do what I did last year. I got to get out of 1 or 2 of these competitions. That way we can walk down Arsenal while winning Champions League. And I think he's putting a premium on the Prem and Champions League, which he always does. But like, I think it's even more of a premium than in previous years.
And you know what? I think it'll be very interesting to see if that truly holds true, because 2 weeks from tomorrow, we have City versus Arsenal in the 4th round of the FA Cup. So if they really are punting, we'll be able to see what's going on that front. But the thing is then you're matching up with your old, your protege, if you will. And then there's also the mentality of, do you want to go get a win versus them, because you need to go. Those are 2 6-point swing games that you got upcoming with them.
I just know the big dog's covering up a lot of holes for the team as a whole.
Oh, sure. Holland, 100%.
But at the same time, like, I'm looking at this.
You
11
do?
they got.
Yeah, I think
Speak on that, Deion, before you jump in.
I think hype merchants holding them back. They don't know. They don't know how to play with him. They do not know how to play with him.
He's won them a lot of games thus far this year.
Yeah, but they were going to win those anyway.
I think
bro, we're talking about Man City.
Do you think he should be changing to them or they should be changing to him?
So I think that's where it depends. In a weird way, I think they should be changing to him because I think he's the future. Like I think this team was built around like KDB and Pep, but I don't believe. Like I don't believe what Pep wants is a striker of like Haaland's mold. Like I feel like if you have someone that he can fit like a João Felix, where it's like he's not the greatest goal scorer, but he's creative. Like Felix is creative. Like I feel like Felix, for as much as I dislike him, I think he fits what Man City at least does with this regime better than what Haaland does.
But he's literally. But only reason I agree and get where you're trying to go with it, but at the same time, that's exactly what they were complaining about not having for the last 3 seasons.
Yes.
So but I think sometimes it's like you spend years chasing after a chick, right? And you're like, this is what I want, and then you get her, and you're like, nah, there's downsides to this.
There's no perfect player.
Yeah, you want what you don't have. They didn't have Haaland. Now they have him, and I think they're reaping some of the.
I mean, he still has 22 goals in.
He's the best player in the world to me. Like there's no player like I would want long term more than Haaland. Messi's probably the best in the moment, but like if we're talking about like who you're building around, he's the first one off the board.
Okay. Then we're on the same page then.
Yeah, I just don't think he fits with this team.
But I think they should build the team around him. I think they should be. I think this City 3. I think there's like the Aguero City. We're in the KDB phase, and this needs to be like City 3.0 and built around him.
But I think the problem is like Pep and KDB are still good enough to where you can't fully do that. And you're in like this weird limbo phase where it's like, I mean, we talked about it like 2 minutes ago. Alvarez probably fixes the issue, but that is a Band-Aid issue. Like if you're talking about the next 5 years, there needs to be like roster construction done. And I mean, they threw out like 3 19-year-olds, so they clearly understand that. But I do think he's the reason you don't see them like turning up the way you're expecting.
Yeah, I mean, but no, even in that, like, there's really no Pep formation is really built to have two strikers. So that's going to be interesting to figure out how they make that work. Because next season, for sure, Julian Alvarez is not going to be cool coming off the bench and being rotation.
Mm-mm.
I think you got to play Alvarez behind Haaland. The same way we want Harry behind Richarlison, I think you got to play Alvarez behind Haaland, and then at that point, it's just like all he has to do is score goals, and you let Alvarez be like the link between the midfield and be the creative one, which is what I think they're missing at the moment.
Yeah, I think they're a little too dependent on Gundogan as well. Like he's gone from rotation to like damn near like indispensable, and he's getting older, and I think he's a little off the pace. Like I haven't really seen a beast game from him in a German uniform or like he's serviceable. Like he's just serviceable. I'm not saying he's not bad. He's not good. Like he's Lucas Vasquez. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like he's a rotation player.
I just feel like
he's a good squad player. You need people like that.
Strong.
I feel like even with him, like their flow isn't there right now. Like if you watch a City game, if KDB or Gundogan doesn't hit Haaland in the head or on the foot, they can't really score right now. Like there is.
We haven't seen a team goal in a while. I haven't seen a good City team goal.
Like look at his 9. Like look at his 11. Like it's even weird. He put like Cancelo on the right, Walker as a center back. Okay, Phillips, who hasn't, and this is where Phillips is a quality player. It is wrong for us to like say he's not quality. If you're the best player on a prem side before, and also was in the starting 11 when healthy in the midfield, but he clearly doesn't have enough game time. Started Palmer. They had Foden at midfield against Chelsea, and then they put him on the right wing. That's another thing I don't like about Pep. Pep thinks he has all these indispensable dudes pending, like he thinks it's positionless football, if you will.
Well, it is, but it's not positionless with Haaland. That's the thing. He does play like everything he does is positionless. It just can't be with that guy on your team at the moment.
And I think it's the same because Alvarez isn't. It takes a bit to get into Pep's system. Like it takes a full year of like understanding, learning, and then like you go and hit your stride. Alvarez playing him as a 9 today, fine, comfortable with that. But then you have Foden on the right of him, right? Somebody who's not used to always playing on the right, where Foden in the last 3 matches, he was a left winger, then he was left center mid, and then they put him on the right today. And only to accommodate what? Jack Grealish.
The dancer? To accommodate the dancer.
Right. So they're just not there stride wise. Like, I hope it's not going to be too late for them because I think it is a failure. They are Champions League or bust. Truly.
I don't think it's too late. Listen, bro, like, I think it's incredibly realistic that they leave Sunday only being 2 points behind Arsenal. And if they leave Sunday being 2 points behind Arsenal, Arsenal's done for. It's over. You're going to see a panic Mudryk purchase. You're going to see a team panic the following week. Like, this team, as we've seen the last few years, they are incredible front runners. When faced with adversity, they fold. And so I don't think there's a team that's playing this weekend where their game's more important than Arsenal's.
Yeah, that's a great segue. Deion, I think, can just summarize where he thinks what's more important or who is it more important for. And I tend to agree because I think Tottenham has shown that they can make a run at the end of the season and figure out. But
I think you mean hella disrespectful though. I think like just given the respect and the fact that like we like the EPL is the EPL. Like if they still win the league and don't win the Champions League, I don't think I can't get in like it's hard for me to go Champions League or bust if you won Premier League. Like you know what I'm saying? Like it's because I like like that shit was still like a fire season. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I get what you're saying about like it is Champions League or bust kind of for City, but it's like if they win the chip, I ain't gonna be like it was a failure of a season. Like because we do respect EPL is the hardest fucking league in the world, dude. So it's like if you win the hardest league in the world, I can't like I'm not gonna sit here and say, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Put some respect.
They've had 102 points and won the league before, though. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just saying, like that's winning the league is nothing to poo poo at. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, I think specifically this year, like I feel like this year for City is very much so like house money. In a way, like I don't
think they're winning the Champions League this year at all. I guess that's also my point too. Is I don't think they have the best team.
I don't see how they win both, and I really don't think I think the Champions League is going to be much harder for them to win than the Premier League. So I lean towards they win the Premier League and they get bounced, and like I could see them getting bounced in the quarters of the Champions League. To be honest,
yeah, I think they're the best team in England.
That's Arsenal's worst nightmare. That's Arsenal's worst nightmare.
Oh, 100%. We need City to keep winning.
City leaves this weekend down 2, and then they get bounced early from Champions League. That's Arsenal's worst nightmare.
Yeah, the reseeding will be important. Obviously, after round of 16, then they'll do the draw. Rather, I should say reseeding, but they'll do the draw for the quarterfinals, semifinals, and then you'll know your opponents. It's important for Arsenal to know if City's avoiding. First of all, we hope they avoid. Actually, I prefer that if Chelsea wins, great, because Chelsea's not good, and they have the mental advantage over Chelsea right now, especially with Potter looked lost. I think that's fair to say. They got blitzed this past week twice. So this was a surprising result, though. City losing today was a surprising result. I'm a little surprised given their depth, but at the same time, Deion's right. It looks like they punted. So Arsenal, Tottenham, Charles, more important for Tottenham or Arsenal?
Arsenal.
I don't obviously for you guys. Yeah, more important for you guys because you guys are leading and fighting for your fucking lives. Like it's Tottenham loses. Like I just think it would be a continuation of the past as their existence. It would be I think it would be like more important for Arsenal. A great fucking win for Tottenham to right the ship. Yes.
This is a must win for Arsenal.
Win, not result.
No. If City beats United the way I think they will beat United, that's a must win. If you leave anything this weekend with City being within striking distance of like one slip up and now we're tied, Arsenal's cooked. They've still played City twice.
City are losing. They already have dropped their points to like their Southamptons, and they're like they're doing this now while you guys are winning. Y'all haven't done that yet, and everybody in every season is bound to do that. So like while like you're planning out like we're gonna win every game, like
No, I don't think so.
You know what I'm saying? But people, you're gonna drop the unexpected point here and there the same way that City does. I just think that the ones that you got to win, that you can win, you got to win. Like
I
every
think
one of them.
Arsenal's fate determines is based on what City does. If City gets a draw or loses, I change my stance. Then it's like whatever. You're playing with house money if you're Arsenal. If I think City's gonna beat United pretty bad, to be honest. If City beats United, Arsenal can't afford to be only 3 points up or 2 points up coming out of this weekend. They have no squad depth. We're about to talk about this white boy they're going to sign with the blonde hair. And you don't know when Gabby's coming back. The more Arteta talks about Gabby, it doesn't sound like Gabby Jesus is coming back at all this year.
I'm very nervous. I don't think he's back until April. Maybe.
And Nketiah stinks. Like he has moments, but for the vast majority of the game, he's awful. And so, like, they're reeling more than it looks because they are beating teams they should beat at the moment. If they lose to a Tottenham team that they should beat, you're going to see them spiral more and more. And in terms of Tottenham, like, the goal's top 4. That goal might become top 7 here in a few weeks, depending on the next couple weeks go. But regardless, like, this isn't a game that when you look at the schedule and you're like, oh, Tottenham has to win this to get top 4. Like, this is a game, like, if they drop it, nothing really changes.
Well, that's hard to say because it's very rare that one of these two teams get all 6 points from the fixtures. And and you kind of put a number out there. It's like you need at this point, you need 88 to 95 points to win the league. Right, so Arsenal, if their goal is to win the league, at worst, you need a result. And I think they'd be okay with getting 4 points total between both Tottenham matches, though. And I still think that actually keeps them in the title race. I truly do.
Would they be okay getting 4 points? Sure. Like, if you play this game a month ago and you said Arsenal got a draw and they're still up 7, no one cares. If Arsenal gets a draw and City's 1 slip-up away with 2 games against Arsenal to play from being tied, that's a massively – like, yes, you're okay getting 4 points from Tottenham, but you're not okay getting 4 points and only being up 3 on City middle of January.
Yeah. Let's just talk about you're even looking at that. Look at the 12 points altogether from the 6 that are available from the Tottenham games and the 6 that are going to be – like, that's 12 right there. So it's like you need to come out on the positive end of that.
And City's done with
and you guys haven't played on the road yet like that. That's the other thing. Like, you guys really
against top teams.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care that you guys went to like Aston Villa and got away.
Right.
Like, the West Ham game on the road does nothing for me. Like, you still have to go on the road to the top 6 for the most part. I think Liverpool's the only team you played on the road from the
Chelsea. It's just Chelsea and United. We played Chelsea and United, and we came up with 3 points. But Chelsea's done. Like, we have to go. Yeah, we host Chelsea at the Bridge. It's in April, I think.
And I don't think, speaking of Man United, I don't think Arsenal is a team that matches up well against Man United regardless of where they play. Like, there are a ton of tough matchups left for Arsenal. I think they could win the league, but to leave this weekend being up 2 or 3 points, cooked. You have to leave this weekend being up 5 or more.
I think 5 would mean that they win and we win.
Yes.
So I'm okay with 4 though. No, I truly believe that if we get a draw.
What would 4 be? They get a tie and you guys
3.
lose?
No, because we're only up 5 right now.
Yeah. So if you guys get a draw and they win, you're only up 3. You don't want to be only up 3.
I think we're okay at that front because I'll tell you what match matters more than the next week. Then we have to get 3 points against United. Between United and Tottenham, we have to find 4 points. But if we find 6, we're winning the league.
City plays us. If we get a draw against you guys, if we get a result against you
guys, we just
City
flip-flop.
Smokes us. City will smoke us. Like, we stand no chance against City. We stand no chance against City regardless. But specifically, if Conte knows, hey, Conte's goal for the next 2 games is like, let's leave with like a couple. Like, there's no shot Conte's trying to win both games, right? Like, if he leaves the game on Sunday with 3 points, you might fucking see Jed Spence out there for the first time ever against City. Like, they do not care about that City game if they get a result. And United, on the other hand, if they get smoked by City, you will get United's best punch, which is what you have to leave Sunday matching whatever City does.
We'll revisit next week. I think your logic is absolutely not wrong. I'd not even say we agree to disagree. Let me just say this. If we get 6 points from United and Tottenham, I don't see us winning at White Hart Lane. I truly don't. It's very hard to do so just because form, yes, it goes out of the window, but not all the way. So we'll see.
If they get 6 points too, though, like, I don't know, like, having 2 games left against City, like, I don't know if I want them within striking distance. Like,
fair enough.
You have to match them, bare minimum. Like, and even if you match them, I think that's advantage City.
Yeah, I think if we get 6 points between these next 2 matches and if we split City, we're going to win the league.
All right, nigga, enough with the math. Jesus Christ. Okay.
Split City. Like,
I think it's possible.
Listen, if Tottenham wins out, I think we have a chance at the league too. So, like,
All right. We'll go through. So, top 5 healthy players in each match. I'm actually interested to see yours on this, Charles, because we have different. Actually, I know you and Deion have different feelings on some of the players for City and United.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about Tottenham because I was going to say I'm all the way on board with Charles's guys on Tottenham at this point.
Well, you know what? We'll flip flop.
We'll get into that, but I think my number 1 is going to surprise you guys.
The 5 best players in this game
in the Tottenham Arsenal match. You do not count goalies.
Well, we wouldn't count Urice, so you don't got to worry about that.
Yeah. Odegaard.
At 5?
Yeah, somewhere in there.
Not number 1, clearly.
Yeah, somewhere there.
He probably isn't top 5 against.
No, Harry's the best player. Like, I'm gonna go. Harry's the best player. Like, he's
the
best player in the game. Like, that's not even to argue.
And in form right now,
I would say Saka, probably 4th. And then
you think Sonny is better than Bukayo Saka right now? Truly,
yes.
Okay.
As a player,
yes.
Or like who's in better form?
Who are the top 5 healthy players in each match?
Yeah, I don't do form because y'all form is fleeting. Like, y'all change from week to week on who's in better form. Like, Son's better than Saka.
He's way better. Way better.
Let's not talk about that.
They're not. I don't even think they're in the same like category of player.
Yeah, and number 3, my uncle, Ivan Perisic, man, critical, gonna be key to this game, paramount, the best wingback in this game, better than Saka is a wingback.
I mean, that's not saying much. His competition, Saka and Matt Doherty, like Emerson Royale.
I'm just saying, if Perisic was English, man, England be popping on the wing backs a little bit better. They wing backs would have been much better.
Saka wouldn't be playing either. So
that's fair. I don't know why somebody doesn't come by try to get Sonny up out of there.
So you think you have the 3 best players in the match?
Yeah.
Kane, Sonny, Perisic.
I think we have 2 of the 3.
Though, what's your list?
I think Perisic is the best player in the match at this point. Like, listen, that old man.
No, we should put out the receipts. This man was killing Charles for a month.
Hey, listen, that old man can play. That old man.
You got that dog in him, man.
Now he's different, and he does it for 90. He's different. That old man can play. I think Perisic is the best. I think Harry's second best. I think Saliba's the third best. 4th, I would go Sonny. 5th, I'd go. I'd either go Odegaard or Martinelli. Saka doesn't even. Bro. Saka doesn't. There's 6, 7, and then we start talking about Saka.
Wild behavior.
It's not. I mean, Saka's not.
I don't understand that at all.
Honestly, if Kuz
I love Martinelli, by the way.
If people were healthy, it'd be probably like I'd pick Tottenham.
All 5.
Like, if Richie would be in there,
Saliba's the only one. Saliba's the only one from Arsenal I think is 100% in the top 5. The rest is like Bedenker is for sure in the top 5 if he's playing.
Who the dude? You mean a part-time Frenchman, Saliba?
Listen, hey, Saliba can play. He's not the best center back in the world, like Arsenal fans want to claim, but like he's up.
He's not. I'm comfortable in saying that he's not the best center back.
I have the best center back in the world.
But Saka, though, if everyone's healthy, like if Kulusevski could put a calendar year together of health, he's clear of Saka. Clear.
I don't disagree with that. But I also think if we're talking about like Kulu's a game changer. I truly believe that. And you can put him on any prem team and he'd be a game changer. So I'm comfortable saying that. But five healthy players.
I hope Juve enjoys getting him back in the summer. I already know this one's being fumbled. I mean, it is what it is.
Kane. Y'all gonna be mad at me for saying this. Especially, I'm opening the door.
You're fucking
fine. Not at all. Kane, Partey, Sonny. Oh yeah,
are we sure Partey's playing on Sunday? You said healthy players.
Right, he's playing. Kane, Partey.
At any moment that could change. Any moment that could change.
Kane, Partey, Sonny, Perisic, and for me, I think Saka over. I love Odegaard, but I've seen Saka score. Against all the top six.
Do Arsenal fans just have like an English fetish? Because there's not a world you can watch Arsenal and think he's better than Martinelli, let alone Saliba. Is it just because he's English?
No. I like Martinelli a lot. I like him a lot. Saka, I've seen him in the biggest of matches put together goals and assists, and also Liverpool this past year, Chelsea this past year. Martinelli's fine. Deion, I'm not hating. I actually think
Martinelli's never scored against like the top six.
Oh no, he absolutely has. He absolutely has. Saka consistently does it year by year by year. He scored against all the tops. Yes, he does.
Saka didn't even start every game last year.
100%. Deion, he's first on the team sheet.
He can't be like year after year after year. The kid's barely.
I'm telling you, the last 3 years. That's what I'm saying. He's 20 years old, but since Arteta has been there, Saka has been one of the most consistent players for the team. It's not even close.
Yeah,
he just is. I mean, and right now he's better. He is better than Sonny. I don't see how y'all don't see that.
Listen, if Saka is better than Martinelli, y'all are in more trouble than like I thought.
And in fact, it actually helps us. It actually helps us. Martinelli's better than he's just not as good as Sonny. That's okay. Nothing's wrong with saying he's not as good as Sonny, so he's not going to be the.
Sonny's clear both. Like, let's not be disrespectful.
Like, yeah, you're tripping, bro.
Yeah, he's clear.
Golden boot. He's the golden boot, and like if we sat.
I'm taking for what it is for now. What it is now.
And even for now, if we sit here and ask the question of rank the 5 people you're most likely to score 2 goals on Sunday, your people would be behind Sonny. So like that's
Sonny's
my whole point. Though.
White Hart Lane, yes, but did you see Sonny against? Listen, y'all know that Sonny's struggling this year. He's been hurt, and he's struggling this year.
But he also, if he can show up on Sunday and be the best player out there, and I wouldn't be surprised one bit.
If it clicks for him, he's clear of Saka.
You're talking about ceilings.
I'm talking about 6 months ago. Like you make it seem like he fell off. Like he's
this season he's struggling. Charles,
you're being disrespectful, bro.
August, September, October.
Michael, you said like we're not gonna do inform. Like we're just gonna do the 5 best players. If we're doing inform, I'm taking Harry Kane off my list. I'm taking a couple of these dudes off the list.
Yeah, I can't do that. But I still think Kane. But I think y'all are more disrespectful to Kane than where you should be, in my opinion. I think Kane is.
For every struggle Sonny's having, Kane's having the exact same struggles. If you put Sonny in the middle and he's just the primary goal scorer, he's going to score 10, 15 goals too.
But he finds a way to get – okay, fair. Okay, this is the difference of like you get on the score sheet though, and he finds a way. You still have to put the ball in the back of the net.
But he's the primary goal scorer. Like he's getting all the like touches around in the box. Like if you gave Sonny those same looks, he's scoring the same goals.
He
Okay.
scored 22 last year. Like he's not like, what are we talking about, dude? Like
Fine. It's
I don't
fine.
think I don't think Sonny's struggles are like talent based. It's he's finding his spot in this system, and he can't find his legs with it at the moment.
Yeah. He's not like here missing chances and shit. Like
Yeah.
it's not like he's like out of form. I think he's very. But you give him if you let him get his shit off, he gets it off.
Look at his goal against Crystal. Like a dude that stinks misses that goal. Saka probably misses that goal, and it's a very easy goal. Like a guy that's in form talent wise misses that goal. A guy that's not in form talent wise misses that goal. A guy that's not in form because he doesn't know like what he's supposed to do on the pitch makes that goal. Like that goal to me was like, this isn't Sonny's fault necessarily. Like they just don't know what to do with him.
You know, and I'm like, unlike Deion, I actually get up and watch the games.
Listen,
I'm like, nah, dude's out of he's out of position, man. Like he's not like it's. I don't think it's like due to a lack of trying. Not to mention, my boy does have a fucking face mask on, so let's cut him a little bit of slack.
I mean, his nose has nothing to do with his feet.
No. But I'm just saying he's running around with a mask on. So I'm just saying like, and like I just don't think it's. I don't see him being really the issue. I think, like I said, I think if they started playing Harry deeper, like we were all talking about earlier, like I think that would help him as well. So I think like, yeah. Anyway,
when he gets in space, there's still few people better than him in the world.
Yes,
Sonny.
Yes. Yeah, oh yeah.
Hard to disagree with that.
I'm playing with wingbacks takes all his space away because Perisic is bombing down the left side. He has no room.
And that's in the world too. Like Saka in space is one of the best players in this game. Sonny in space is one of the best players in the world. Like there's a massive difference between the two.
Yes, we highlight. Do we need to point out? Was that the Arsenal goal when he scored that from 45 yards out like 2 years ago?
Yeah, from like 2 years ago.
The goal that
my bad. I'm sorry. You get mad at people having history. Then if I sit here and talk shit about Modric or somebody, one of your fucking beloved older players, like you would sit here and
did you just see him in the World Cup?
Who?
Just Modric and Perisic were phenomenal in the World Cup.
So now we're going
up. You be selective with your time.
You just brought up Luka. You just brought up Luka Modric.
Okay,
why'd you bring him up?
Because we bring up Saka tricking off in the fucking World Cup. Like,
you easily could have brought in Toni Kroos. That's a better comparison. Who's not good form. He's not very good.
No,
right
Toni Kroos stunk in the World Cup. Sonny wasn't bad.
That's my point. That's what I'm saying. Charles should have. No, we're not hating on Sonny, but he just called out my boy Luka Modric for no reason.
That was
going
his
off past accolades though. Like it's like the past doesn't matter.
Okay. All right. You brought up something from 2 years ago. I didn't bring up something from literally 2 months ago. Like from
I'm
a month
saying
ago.
though, like you can't sit here and say somebody fell off because they dropped a hot album like 2 years ago, bro. Last year they were fire. Like dude didn't drop off. Like you begging to see because he ain't had a single in a couple months.
I had him at 6. I just didn't have him at 5.
Jesus.
You had Sonny at
6
in the Arsenal.
And if he has a brace, how surprised would you be? Like I'm just saying, like how surprised would you be?
It's White Hart Lane. I actually am fully expecting a Sonny brace. That's what I'll do.
Genuine question for you guys: are there 6 wingers in the world better than Sonny?
No,
I don't actually think that either. Yeah,
but you
I
got
think
like
Sonny's one of those top
2 in this game.
I take him on Barcelona tomorrow.
You have Saka and Martinelli?
I think Barcelona would take. No, I don't have Martinelli. I think Sonny's better than Martinelli.
I think he's actually the perfect player for Barcelona, but we'll get to that.
Sonny?
Okay.
I think if you flip the perfect landing spot for Sonny, in my opinion, is if Neymar were to ever leave PSG. I think Sonny is perfect for that because he will defer to Mbappe like a motherfucker. Like he'll just do his thing.
Yeah, because he defers to Harry Kane, and we know Mbappe's better than Harry Kane.
And then imagine him having Messi on the other side, taking up like attracting defenders. I mean,
yeah. All right. Top 5 healthy players in the City United match. Deion, you go first.
Haaland. Rashford, Alvarez. This isn't in order. Haaland, Rashford, Alvarez, Casemiro. Casemiro is the best player in the match to me. I don't know. I guess KDB.
The Dane? Is the Dane going to get any love? Mr. Erickson?
I thought about it.
I have an issue putting 3 United players up there because I think they get smoked.
I think if Diaz was healthy, he's absolutely in there, but he's not. So top 5 healthy. What we're
You
speaking of
know
which, I
what?
think he's the best center back.
Switch KDB and Cancelo. I think Cancelo's the 5th best player in that game.
Charles.
I'm gonna go Halan Alvarez. My bad. This is no order. Halan Alvarez, Bernardo Silva,
I like that.
Casemiro, and Rashford.
I like that.
That's the 5. I think it's fair to say that's the 5. I don't love anybody in City's back right now. Pause. I do absolutely love Casemiro in the middle for United. Pause on that again. And then, Alvarez, Halan, obviously, in terms of they both are on smoke right now. Yeah, and it's Bernardo Silva just because of his creativity. Yeah. Right now.
Even though Pep's been playing him out of position, he's not a fucking right wing, but I don't know why he's stuck out there. He needs to be playing more interior. But I think that's one of those things that I think is that Deion was talking about, like kind of a function of Halan being out there is like Bernardo's having to play more right wing as opposed to like being able to actually like come more inside, pause, and make it work for him. So I mean, is what it is.
Is Ten Hag the second best manager in the EPL right now?
Like at the moment or in general? Because I think it's Pep.
Are you a Klopp? You have them both over Klopp?
I mean, if you're asking me who I think the best managers are, I think it'd be Pep and Conte. But like, it's definitely not Conte. Like based off what they've done this year.
You love Ten Hag, so Charles. You know he's your been a good feeder of players to Barcelona, and
I appreciate him.
He's good at development.
But once again, I don't know if we're able to. Are we talking about current, or am I allowed to bring in like?
You can bring up past. That's fair, but
I'm just saying Conte and Pep, Jurg up there, for sure. Frank Lampard at the bottom, for sure.
Yeah, that's for sure.
This nigga's awful.
Graham Potter gets too much disrespect too. I think Potter's in that conversation. He's just in the wrong spot. If you could trade managers the way like Doc Rivers got traded to the Clippers, I think Conte for Potter is like the perfect trade.
He's been through the Chelsea gamut before, but that was under the Russian, so I can understand how that was.
They got all that money to spend. Now, granted, Tottenham might be getting that same money here in a little bit, but at the moment, Chelsea has all that oil money to spend. That's exactly what Conte wants, and Potter is like more of like young and developing.
Jurgen reminds me of he's like German Mike Tomlin to me. Like he's
just gonna be 9-8.
Like they gonna
That's
make it work,
wild.
They ain't gonna have no losing seasons. He's just gonna they're running a program, baby.
There's not
he starts out over 500. It's just a matter of if he does better than that or not.
Yeah. Is he 1-0, 2-0 over 500 fair? That is one thing we have not discussed here. I'm going to table that. I just want to do a preview because as we get closer to the Champions League, I actually want to see what Deion's thoughts are. Just putting the plug in for you once you get some research about Liverpool. Do you think their Premier League title is equivalent to what you feel about the Lakers in the bubble?
No. I think
okay.
I think soccer is way more prideful. I don't think when it comes to these players, like I don't think you're gonna have a situation where like anybody from City is speaking on that Premier League title the way Giannis speaks on the bubble, or the way Kawhi and PG speak on the bubble. Like there were genuine NBA players that just didn't want to be there, and the Lakers did, and they took advantage. The Heat did, the Heat took advantage, and I think they deserve a little credit for that. But they also, the shit that comes with it. Also, like, no one in the Prem did shit out of the ordinary. Like, Jamal Murray averaged 50 points. That dude can barely get to 20 right now. Like, there was stuff happening in the bubble that just isn't normal. Like, I think Murray and Mitchell averaged, like, 40-something points in the series against each other, shooting 50% from three. That's not normal. So it's just different circumstances.
Okay. We'll come back to that because I think we're going to have to evaluate Klopp towards the end of the season because Liverpool's in an interesting stretch coming up.
But I feel like, I guess we're going to talk about it later, but like I feel like both Liverpool and Klopp are completely comfortable with like airmailing this season a little bit.
Oof. Yeah, we'll come back to talk about that because I think it's become clear about transfer.
They're not
season.
a big enough club to get top 4 every year. Shit's going to happen every once in a while.
Transfer season. Speaking of Chelsea.
No. Let's talk a little Ukrainian football. First off, go ahead.
Time out. I got to pee. Clip this shit. We'll start back before you even go crazy on this shit. Hold on.
No, I gotta tell him to cut that out.
Are we like taking like a 2-minute break? Because I might eat a snack real quick if that's cool.
I don't know what he's doing. I didn't know that was coming, so I gotta make sure I gotta write this down.
I'm gonna eat a quick snack. It'll be like 30 seconds.
All right, Jacob, please cut out.
I can't say this on the pod, but how is this nigga? How are they having a soccer league in Ukraine?
Are they?
He hasn't played yet. He hasn't played since October.
They just said the training camp.
Yeah, no, I got all that listed out, Charles. Don't worry. He ain't played in a while.
40.
And when they were playing, he wasn't playing much either. He just don't play much.
So how you get evaluated that much? You didn't play the game since October.
No, he's a perfect Arsenal player.
No. He's had Champions League matches. Let's relax.
Match.
Not league. Matches. All right, 10 seconds. 10 seconds. All right. 5, 4.